English step by step. Phrasal verbs without step 3. Now in this video I'm going to go through the answers to our practice exercise in the step 2 video. So please watch that one first and try the exercise. And of course you can watch the step 1 video to find explanations and examples of the 10 phrasal verbs that we're looking at. So now let's fill in these gaps to make these questions. Number 1. Why should you something early when you go to the airport? Well, in this case we're talking about a trip, so set out. Why should you set out early when you go to the airport? Number 2. What do people something in the street during a demonstration? Well, in a demonstration people hand out things. They hand out information. So what do people hand out in the street during a demonstration? Number 3. Why do mobile phone companies something a new model every year? Well, they produce a new model, so we can use the phrasal verb bring out. Why do they bring out a new model every year? Number 4. On what special occasions do people, well, in this case we can use eat out, because people go to restaurants on special occasions. Number 5. What sort of problems do lawyers try to, well, in this case we can say sort out, because they have to organize the information and sort out the problem. Number 6. Where can you something books and magazines? Well, in this case we need a phrasal verb which means borrow, so we can use take out. Where can you take out books and magazines? Number 7. What do you see in the streets when a new film, well, in this case, come out? Meaning appears in the cinema. And in this sentence we have to change the form of the verb to comes. A film comes out. Number 8. How can you avoid something time during an exam? Now, if you talk about time, you can talk about running out of time. And in this case, we need to use the gerund after avoid, so that after the word avoid, so that means changing it to running. How can you avoid running out of time during an exam? Number 9. Where can you something the answer to most questions? Well, if you're talking about an answer, you can talk about finding out an answer. So where can you find out the answer to most questions? Number 10. What do you need to work out before planning a holiday? Well, let's put a holiday. So that means calculate before planning a holiday. So there you have the phrasal verbs completing the questions. So the next part of the exercise is thinking about how can we answer these questions. Number 1. Why should you set out early when you go to the airport? Well, you have to set out early so that you have time to check in. Usually an hour or sometimes longer before the flight. Number 2. What do people hand out in the street during a demonstration? Well, normally it's leaflets. Leaflets containing information about the demonstration. Number 3. Why do mobile phone companies bring out a new model every year? Well, this is part of their marketing strategy. It's part of their profit for the year strategy. Number 4. On what special occasions do people eat out? Well, of course, birthdays and Christmas. Number 5. What sort of problems do lawyers try to sort out? Well, of course, legal problems of all sorts. Number 6. Where can you take out books and magazines? Okay, let's make this plural. This should be plural, magazines. Well, of course, a library. You can go to a library to take out books and magazines. Number 7. What do you see in the streets when a new film comes out? Well, you see posters and advertisements. Number 8. How can you avoid running out of time during an exam? Well, you make a plan at the beginning and you keep checking your watch to make sure you're following your plan. Number 9. Where can you find out the answer to most questions? Well, by using websites like Wikipedia and of course using Google or any search engine like that. Number 10. What do you need to work out before planning a holiday? Well, you need to work out your budget and you need to work out your schedule. So this brings us to the end of the Step 3 video on phrasal verbs with out. And you can watch my other videos on other phrasal verbs. Now, if you want to see more content like this, please click like and subscribe, and you can request a lesson in the comments box below.